Hello, I'm Elaine Stevens, and I want to welcome you to Art Beat. Welcome to Art Beat. I'm your host, Elaine Stevens. We're standing in one of nature's own artistic creations at Gautier City Park. Yes, the beauty and the serenity of nature's right here in front of our very eyes, but it will soon be shattered by what we call Art Camp, headed up by Miss Sandra Eisler and a lot of other brave women and artists here in the local area. So stay tuned for more Art Beat and Art Camp. What a treat you're going to get right after this. Well, you're watching Art Beat, and this time we're at Art Camp in Gautier, and we're meeting one of the girls that has actually gone through Art Camp for several years, Ariel Barrett. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, Ariel, how old were you when you first started here at Gautier Art Camp?
I was about 6 or 7 years old.
Oh my goodness! And now what are you doing?
I'm one of the team leaders, and I've been a team leader for 4 years now. This is my 4th year.
And why do you enjoy it so much?
Well, I love being around the kids and helping them with their art, and I know that I enjoyed and look forward to every summer coming to art camp, and I just know they love it, and they have so much fun and make so much stuff they get to bring home and show mom and dad, and I just love seeing them.
Now, as a team leader, what is it that you do with the art project?
Well, we help them and we show them how to do it because most of us have been team leaders, members before.
So you've been where they are?
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
And so we just help them do it and design them and pretty much their mamas for the week.
Now, do you actually decide what kind of projects they're going to do, or does Miss Sandra do?
Miss Sandra.
Okay, she does that.
Yes.
Now, how do you remember Art Camp when you started coming? What was your first impression of it?
I loved it because I was always wanting to organize and design all kinds of stuff, and I loved having stuff in my room when I was younger, and I look forward to it. That's something I look forward to, the summer art camp.
Well, I understand that being a part of Art Camp has actually changed your life about being a teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
Well, I'm very OCD, and I like to organize and get control of things, and just coming to art camp shows me. This year I had 25 students with me and another one of the team leaders, and that's a lot. We're the biggest group, and that's pretty much the size of a classroom, and it's showing me how when I take them out and bring them in, and we played games and all kind. It's just a little bit of what being a teacher would be like.
Fantastic. Well, we appreciate you being a part of such a worthwhile project. When children start early with art and get their self-expression out there, it's so healthy for them, because then they're not likely to get in any trouble, really. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we do appreciate people like you, Ariel, because you have really changed the lives of the children just like your life has changed, and we're going to meet some of these budding artists, so here we go. Well, we promised you budding artists, but this group comes from a budding family. These are quadruplets, and let's see, I think I've got all their names straight. This is Jacob,
Yep.
Avery,
Yep.
Jade,
Yep.
and Addison. And what is your last name?
Barlow.
How do you spell it?
Barlow.
So the Barlows are a pretty busy family, as you can see. But how do you like Art Camp?
Good.
Good. That's all you have to say about it?
Yeah. It's more than good, actually.
Can we see the work that you've done? You want to hold that up for us? The one right there. Is that a shark or is that a porpoise?
It's a dolphin.
It's a dolphin. Okay. Well, we love our dolphins in the Gulf, don't we? So you can keep that close to you, and hopefully, and we'll say a little prayer for the dolphins now that the oil thing is going on. So were you told you had to do a dolphin, or did you just decide to do it on your own?
I decided to do it on my own.
Okay. Now, is this your first year here?
4th.
4th year. And what about you, Avery? How long have you been coming?
Same.
Same. All of y'all have been about the same because they're 9 years old, so they've been coming since you were about 5 years old. Is that right? So it looks like you have
A shark.
a shark. Yeah. Oh goodness, it'll bite me. No, huh? So is this one of your favorite art projects? What are some of the other things you've done?
We have done clay and birdhouses.
Wow, birdhouses that you built. You think I'll get to see some of those later?
Mhm.
Okay, great. Now, I understand also, I'm going to talk to Jade over here, but I understand y'all did some T-shirts.
Yes, we did tie-dye T-shirts.
Yeah, when did you do that?
We did them yesterday
Okay.
and the day before that.
Right, okay. So, Addison, it looks like you've made a porpoise as well. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Now, tell us how you went about that. It looks kind of complicated to me.
Well, I had a little help from the teacher because I had to do the lines and all that.
So, tell me why you chose that beautiful blue color.
Because whales are kind of bluish,
Okay.
and I like blue a lot.
I like blue too, and I noticed you have blue in your shirt.
Yeah.
It kind of matches your art, doesn't it? All right, Jay, tell us a little bit about what you've done. Looks like, is that a crab?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, something different. So everybody else has kind of a fish thing going on here. Now you have a crab. What was your inspiration for that?
We go crabbing with our grandma sometimes,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and we catch a bunch of blue crabs and
Yeah.
all that.
Well, it's definitely blue. So y'all have been coming for 4 years with your two brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and what is the most favorite thing about art camp that you like?
Doing crafts.
You do a lot of them, don't you? Okay. Well, I noticed that the boys are wearing their tie-dye shirts, and if Phil maybe can get a shot of them, that has your name, Avery and Jacob, on it. Now, what is the process in making one of those shirts, Jacob?
You have choices like you can make circles on it, and then you can make swirls stuff.
Swirly stuff or circles or, okay. Very good. Well, I love the colors y'all have chosen. They're kind of alike, huh? A little bit.
Well, and you gotta pick out. You get to pick out what color you want, and when it's all dry, you airbrush it.
Oh, wow. That was that sound we heard in the background there when we first came in with the camera, huh? Okay, airbrushing is fun. Now, if you had something to tell the kids out there that are watching you on TV, I want you all to think about this now. What would you tell them about art camp? What would be one wonderful thing that you would tell them about art camp? Jacob?
It's a lot of fun, and the teachers are good.
Okay, great. Avery?
You get to do fun projects. You get to like airbrush and do tie-dye.
That's pretty advanced stuff. That's very good. Okay. Jade, what would be your most favorite thing here?
The crafts that we do.
Mm-hmm. The crafts, okay. And Addison?
I would say the crafts too, because we get like the birdhouses. I didn't know how to make them then, and now I do. So
Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do a shout out there, and we're going to tell everybody we love art camp. Okay, can we do that? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. We love art camp. We'll be back with more Art Beat right after this. And more budding artists are coming your way right here on Art Beat this week. We're at Goshen City Park, and I'm with Mackenzie. Mackenzie, what is your last name?
Moffat.
Okay, Mackenzie Moffat. Now let's see. Your sister used to come to art camp, didn't she? And now what's going on with her? Her name is Brianna.
Her name's Brianna, and she used to come when she was my age. I'm 11, so she used to come, and then she went to the W for Women in Columbus, Mississippi, and then she moved to California.
Wow. And what is she doing in California?
She's working at an art institute, the Art Institute of California.
Now, one of the teachers told me here earlier that art camp has a tremendous influence on the students, and obviously for Brianna, that's what the situation was. Now, how long have you been coming?
This is my first year.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was kind of crazy, but I don't really do art. I actually help. I'm an assistant to Miss Amanda. She works with the 9 and 10-year-olds.
And how old are you?
I'm 11.
11.
So
you don't do the art projects, but I noticed Hunter
No.
Blades is over here. They're working on a project together. Now tell us what you're working on.
Right now, last year, the kids made a pinata, but they didn't get to use it because they didn't have enough time. So so right now, me and Mackenzie are hanging them for each group, because like this, for instance, is for the 19-year-old boys, which I'm in the group with. So I'm like a student / helper, and then that I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the rest of them.
Okay. Well, Mackenzie, these pinatas, what's inside of them?
candy, a lot of candy.
Oh my goodness. So if you thought it was crazy around here earlier with all the sounds, but it's going to be wild, isn't it?
When they get a hold of sugar.
You were
yeah.
like that when you were little too, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm still like
I
that.
still am.
Me too. Okay. Well, we're here at Art Camp with a lot of budding artists, and we're going to meet the lady in charge of doing this program for the last 12 years. Stay with us. You're watching Art Beat, and I'm with Sandra Eisler, who my new title for her is Wonder Woman. She has handled hundreds of kids, probably really in the thousands.
Almost 2,000.
Almost 2,000 over the last 12 years for this annual art camp in the summer. How did you decide to do this?
Well, in 1997, my sister-in-law passed away. She had two small children, 4 and 7, and so I stayed with them. I went to live with them, and my children had already grown, and so in order to help them with their grief process, I would teach them, do different art lessons with them. And I noticed when Drew started back to school in the fall, he would implement the shadowing and the different things that I taught him, and I thought, I'm a self-taught artist. So I thought, okay, I can teach. So the following year, I took some of the kids' friends, their little playmates, and we did a little art camp, and it worked so well. I thought, well, next year we're going to do one for sure. So that was in 1998 or 9. We did our first one, and we did a little one in Hurley because I grew up at East Central to the 6th grade. So I thought I'll try it out on just a small little group. We had 17 kids our first camp, and about 2 weeks later we had 25. Then a week after that we had 40, and we went from Hurley to Escatawba to Pascagoula, and then we did one in Hurley for several years. It was anywhere from 40 to 50 kids. Then we kept doing them in Pascagoula, got up to 80 and 100 kids, and now we just have to shut it off at 100 kids.
Unbelievable. I mean, I was here the other day, and I walked in, and it was like, whoo, the sound level. But I noticed that all the volunteers and the team leaders and you included are very calm, and you have a really wonderful approach with the children, and they really listen quite well.
Well, the reason for that is that most of your workers that you see are teachers or artists, but many of them grew up in art camp, like you talked to Ariel earlier.
Right, exactly.
So they're used to the noise level, they grew up with it, they know what to expect. One of the coordinators, Dana Snyder, this was her second year, and she's done really well with it to be kind of green on that many in a crowd, but you learn really fast. What you think it's going to start out on Monday, we just kind of laugh and say, because we know that children are going to lead you and guide you, and whatever is going to happen on Friday, that's what unfolds.
So they're the real teachers.
They are the real teachers, and I learned that not being a teacher. I said kids will teach you everything they need to know.
Well, you can say you're not a teacher, but your instructional skills in this program are totally remarkable. How could you package this curriculum for other teachers? Because what you've done and what you've achieved with them and their self-expression is just amazing.
Well, you don't make it. You want to teach them, but children have so much creative energy. Why try to bring your old energy to a child when they got way more than you do?
That's beautiful.
And they can take and you got to give them the tools, the time, and a way to express it. That's why we do it all day long. That's why on Friday you see so much racket and so much creative energy, so much color, because they have packed all that in. You cannot stay in a building with that many children with that much creative energy for 40 hours and it not just blow up on Friday with all kinds of color and ideas.
So they're going to have a puppet show later?
Yeah, they'll have a puppet show. We made puppets this year. Every year some of our things stay the same, some changes. We do, of course, we do the tiles, we paint tiles, we do clay, pottery, and original artwork. I love to be able, I was a single mom with 4 children, and my kids could never go to camp because I couldn't afford it. That's why for 12 years we've stayed at $99 a child from 8:30 to 4 all week long. But sponsors help. Whenever we can get a sponsor, that helps. But we want kids to be able to make something out of nothing.
Right.
You know, yeah, you can go and buy a kit, you know, to give your child something to do for a couple of hours, or you can take them outside and say, you know what we can do with these magnolia leaves? We can make bugs.
How
we
beautiful.
we can paint on
magnificent.
this, we can paint on that, and we can take paper. Everything you see is made out of paper and paint, and the socks, you know, sock from home or a t-shirt you can bring, we tie-dye. In the socks they make puppets, but these are things they can have at home.
Unbelievable.
You
I mean,
know?
I saw all the things, and now you said earlier to me, I think it was yesterday when we first met, that you had seen a few prodigies come out of this camp.
Oh, the first one, I was shocked. I was, she was a teenager, and her mother had brought her, and when I was watching her paint, I said, oh, you can tell that you've taken art lessons. She says, I've never picked up a paintbrush before today.
How old was she?
She was about 17 or 18 at the time. We used to do an older group, and her name was Sarah Daughtry, and I was shocked because so within a few months, when she started college, the dean of the school asked them to let her change from her music major to an art major, and her parents are very, very religious, wonderful people, and they were worried about her changing her music because her whole family is very musically inclined. And so I told them, I said, you know, you can find many Christian music teachers in this world, but there are few Christian art teachers. So if she can have that at college. Anyway, she went on, she kept working with me every year in art camp, and her sisters also. But when she went on and became a teacher, and a teaching artist, she went to a school in Alabama, and because of her, they opened up an art program in that school.
Wow.
Just from her.
Because of you.
Well, the first time she did use charcoal, the first time she used acrylic, first time she used oil. We showcased her one night at art camp, and she was as good as I am, and I've been doing it for 20-something years. She's as good as I am, and that was the first time she did it.
Well, that's what's so remarkable, and that's why we do Art Beat. We open doors for people in a lot of different ways. We've interviewed a number and a variety of artists on the show, from culinary to performing arts. But, you know, when you see children come together like this, it must just thrill your soul.
Well, it does. You know, I became an artist in a very unusual way. I had suffered a stroke. And I actually had done television commercials and was in advertising, and I suffered a stroke. And when I did, they tied a paintbrush to my hand so that I could learn to write again. I was paralyzed, and they stuck a paintbrush in my hand. So I was bored one day with the paintbrushing. So I had by then they had untaped it, and I could hold it. So I started doing pieces of art on, and never had any interest in it. But I couldn't even rhyme. I couldn't think of words to say. But I started painting. And within a few years, that's all I wanted to do. That river starts flowing. There's nothing you can do to stop it. There's talented, there's gifted, and then there's prodigies. I'm not a prodigy. I started out too late, you know, to be named that. But I know when I know one, I can spot one. And people come to me a lot and say, oh, she's real gifted. Now, yes, but gifted, even a child prodigy, can lose it if it's not cultivated.
That's very true.
If they grow up 18, 19, 20 years old and the parents aren't behind it, their families aren't behind it, then they'll go on and get a job. They'll go on, and a lot of artists this happens to. And all you artists out there that are working jobs because you can't pay your bills, if you know that that's what God, that's your purpose in life, if you know that's what God, I don't care if you're a dancer, singer, or whatever, musician, if that's your purpose, you have no business doing anything else.
I totally support that.
If He gave you that talent, He will provide your living.
Yeah.
There's people out there that will help artists, musicians. They'll give.
Patrons, different patrons.
Patrons will help you, and you've got to rely. God is your source.
Now, speaking of help, and before we meet Dana, I would like to ask you. You have some needs as far as buildings are concerned. Is that correct?
Every year it's a fight. You know, we only do one camp in the summer now because we can't find the facilities. We need a stage. We like to do theater and all that. We need a stage. We need a building that's comparable, that has parking in a good area, decent area.
So they can email you?
They can email me.
Tell us your email.
SandraEislerStudios@gmail.com.
Okay, we'll make sure that gets known to the people. And perhaps next year, if you're watching out there, you can help Sandra, because this truly is a worthwhile program. Not only that, you get rid of your kids for about a week.
And all of our
$100.
teachers and artists are paid.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, it's a paid program, not
we have volunteers, but I have to know that people are going to be in place. You can't have that many children and not know that those people are going to be in place.
Oh, I can see
We have a registered nurse on duty at all times, so we take care of them.
Very good. Well, we're going to meet Dana, and we're going to also meet Kia, so stay with us. We'll be right back after this. Well, yesterday I came to the art camp, and I saw a young lady with beautiful hair. Can I see your hair in the back? Look at this beautiful hair. And I said, she is gorgeous. And then she spoke to her teacher, and she acted so confident and asked her a question. And then I noticed that she was painting this magnificent turtle with such detail. And I found out that Tia is probably going to be a famous artist one day. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you like to do?
I like painting a lot of stuff and doing a lot of art.
Yeah. Have you been to camp before?
Yeah,
How many years have you been coming?
a lot.
A lot, huh? Every summer? Wow. So what do you like about it?
I like doing everything.
Yeah, well, I think you are an everything artist. It looks like you love to dress beautifully and you love to paint. But what was your favorite project here at art camp? This one. Yeah, I mean, it is truly amazing. I love the colors, and I especially love the fact that you painted a turtle because, you know, I don't know if you've been reading in the paper, but you know our turtles are in trouble in the ocean. Have you been reading the paper about that, or has your mom told you about it?
No.
Well, you know, we have the oil thing, but this was very beautiful of you to do that, because this is something that people are not going to be able to see a lot of for right now, and it was very, very beautiful. I love the colors that you used. Tell us about that.
That is a flower, and that's a rose.
Oh, okay. Do we have a name for this turtle? Not yet,
I don't know.
What are you going to do with it? Hang it in your room?
Yes,
Okay, do you think you'll be back next year? Well, why do you want to come back?
because I like art.
Yeah, I think you do. Have you decided what you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be an artist just like my mom.
Just like your mom. What a great thing. Well, you've been talking to Tia Wilson. So thank you, Tia. Appreciate it. Another remarkable person here at Art Camp is Dana Schneider, and she's standing with Jonathan and Isabel, and they're artists. And how has your experience been here this year? I understand this is your first year.
Second year.
Second year, okay, your second year.
I love it. I was here last year as a kind of a helper, and came back this year, and she asked me to help direct it. So
what's the difference in that? What are the differences in your duties?
I have a little bit more responsibility this year of leading everybody and getting all the projects together and making sure that the teams are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So.
Now, how do you come up with these projects? Because there's so many, a variety.
Oh, Sandra does all of that.
She does all that.
She does it.
Huh?
And a lot of the projects are things that the kids have been doing for many years, and we just keep adding to it every year and trying to broaden their experiences here at Art Camp.
I understand you're a graphic artist and you have a business.
Yes.
So is that what you're pursuing currently?
I'm pursuing art in any form that I can.
Excellent.
I'm a graphic designer, but also an artist.
What is the name of your business, Dana?
Creative Canvas, a go-go.
Yeah, I saw one of her business cards, or a couple of them that you designed for some people. Yeah, they're really beautiful.
Thank you.
So what have you enjoyed most about being a part of this?
Everything. I mean, the whole art experience and teaching others about it. That's the reason why I have my Creative Canvas business, because I want to share what I know and teach other people the joy that you can get out of art.
Well, that is so true. That's what Art Beat is all about. You know what? And we're going to take a look right now at some of the things they made as we say goodbye for this edition of Art Beat. And many thanks to all of our guests and our budding artists. So are you ready to see some artwork from these 80 students here? Let's go, guys. Are you ready? Let's say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Say bye, everybody. Woo!